gonna make a video or whatever and put like a little song and stuff like that. But sometimes, like, I'm gonna put like a little picture quote or whatever over this video, just so it's just you don't have to look at my house or whatever. It's just like a little quote or something like that, or a picture quote, just something to look at. But when I'm on some real raw stuff, I'm not even in the mood to like add no songs or nothing with this or nothing like that. This is just about checking people. And let me tell you something. We all have a past or whatever. I'm just gonna say it like this. People who do smear campaigns, who purposely lie or whatever to tear somebody down, or purposely go around spreading people's business or something like that, or personally go around if they know somebody changed, or even if you somebody's saying that they changed or whatever, even if they know they have, but you don't think they have, you can't believe it or something like that. In your mind, you go and you gang stalk them or send people to watch them and stuff like that. And I'm gonna break this down real good, because a lot of times people who gang stalk and people who are jealous and spiteful and stuff like that and do stuff in their mind, they clearly don't see themselves for who they are and what they're doing. Some of them see themselves and they don't give a fuck whatever because they're soulless, but most of the time they don't see themselves. So instead of checking themselves or try to better themselves, what they do is they'll try to shame the other person. Ain't no way, because number one, anybody that see somebody change and elevate, they ain't gonna say, "Oh, that person is an earth angel." Remember, they used to do that. That's devil attributes of a devil or whatever. Now, this is my problem. Now, I have a Scorpio. Now, this is several. I'm not addressing that narcissist. I already know he kind of slow or whatever. I'm not even worried about him. He ain't even worried about. I talked about that for a whole year. I'm over it. Now, this is Scorpio East or whatever. The one I was telling you about the apartment thing, when my aunt paid for the apartment. Now, if you send, I don't think you're still doing it or whatever, but if you were sending people for a whole year to follow and watch, and when you couldn't do it, watch me to see who I'm having sex with, doing this stuff, but you try so hard to monitor, and this person is who she says she is or whatever, but if you sell drugs or whatever, if you sell drugs and you drink every day, how you gonna point your finger and judge somebody else? It's like that's common sense in itself. I don't give a fuck if it's like you. Anybody with common sense could clearly see that that's obsession. That you're obsessed with somebody. This person has did a lot. I've heard it's just like little stuff that agitates me. Doing magic or whatever to break up my relationships. I done told you that this person has sent people to my ex or whatever, and his cousin, one of his guy cousins, to try. You're doing too. It's like that's really obsessive for somebody that it really wasn't even no serious relationship like that. The relationship, what I've learned from this Scorpio, of course I learned little things because I'm just not finding out he was an Eastern Star or whatever, Satanist or whatever, but little things that he told me in their relationship, the bad outweighs the good. We didn't have no harmonious relationship. The way he treated me or whatever in the relationship was a learning lesson to level up or whatever. Don't talk to certain people, the narcissists, whatever. That was a lesson to level up. Don't trust people. Be more cautious on who you have around you. But who the fuck are you to? That's like me hearing you get online talk about your scrolls at Malachi Z. York and stuff like that, and I get with my girls and be like, "This thing ain't shit. Watch this," and I go post over there at Urban Village, and we post and we see he finna go to the liquor store again. See, I told you ain't shit or whatever. Look, he's selling drugs. He ain't no person of God. Like who the fuck? It's like I just be hearing stuff and talking about people are saying that you this and you that. It's like that's what the devil does. The devil, when a person elevates, he try to work through people to remind you. That's what you never say it to my face though. It got to be done behind my back. But people put so much into bashing you. It's like you do that to deflect against who you are. Now you don't want to come against a person who can own their truth when you can. That's like me. Like I said again, it's like me going over to your mom's own neighborhood. Look, his son over there living with his mama, and he selling drugs and got niggas staying in his house or whatever, and he drink every day. Ain't even taking care of his son, but he's sitting up there talking about God. He ain't shit. It's like in order for me to even do something like that, I have to give a fuck enough about you to do something like that, to plot and plan. And I don't give a fuck or whatever. That's your judgment or whatever. And a lot of people, I think that when they project like that and they speculate, they don't understand that the same way you judge people, you're being judged or whatever. That's already karma in itself for you. You can't stop people from talking, because I used to run my mouth too. When there's a person that talked or whatever, or kind of like was a negative person, I totally know that you can't be fully happy within yourself when you're doing it. Because people who are happy within themselves, they focus on their own stuff. You don't have time to tear the next person down. I'm not talking about me exposing truth or whatever, or saying secrets. I'm talking about like just constantly focus on the person just to tear down or discredit. You go so hard to, that's, I don't care what anybody says about you don't like a person. That's hatred and jealousy. It's no way around it. Even if it's like me following a girl every day, and she ain't shit. It's like you spending your time on the wrong thing or whatever. All that time could be put to focus on the purpose that God has for your life or whatever. And like I said before, people like that are the fallen ones, fallen angels. It's really no coming back for that. Even if you stop, you still got to think about what you did or whatever. It's not certain things in your character have to do that. Now, like I said before, you can destroy your own life when you go so hard to stop God's chosen one, or stop somebody from telling their testimony, or constantly. That's what the devil does. Cause you ain't shit. You ain't. God don't love you. But if you can't clearly see that you work for the devil, then that means you have a serious mental problem. Whatever. We just said it now. Again, I have an aunt. Now I go to certain readers and stuff like that. I go to different readers. I hear different things. Talking about I have one of the readers who is very accurate so far from what I've seen on her page. They said during one of her readings, and it don't even matter if it's like not a personal reading. If people getting a general reading and you know it resonates with you, then you know that it's true. Like I have an aunt or whatever, and she said that she talked about manifestation through thoughts, and talked about you about The Secret. And my aunt did give me a movie called The Secret, and she said your aunt is reading cards whenever you post something. She's trying to see if you're telling the truth. And my aunt does have tarot cards or whatever. But I was told through another psychic that she doesn't agree with what I'm doing online. She doesn't agree with the tarot readings and all this stuff. But you have tarot cards, and you do black magic. I didn't even know this person was an Eastern Star. So you doing all this, everything that I post or whatever, you trying to see if I'm telling the truth about it. Which if you do your cards, you can see that I am. But you can't do cards to see what God thinks about you and your lifestyle. I don't give a damn about who think that's disrespectful. Like I told you before, if you doing stuff that's not respectful or whatever, then she was saying that, all she think about is DICK or blah, 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 blah. But we talked before, my background, you know how I am. Now, people can see all this stuff about you or about your past and stuff like that, but you can't clearly see that you're living a life in abomination to God, and you go from woman to woman to woman, constantly bringing them around, introducing them to the family. It don't work out. You see all this shit with me, but you can't see your life. You can't, you can point the finger at somebody else, but you can't point the finger at your life. That's what I'm saying. Even with and let me bring up this narcissist real quick. Remember, it's no respect. People can lie and make up lies about you. You not this, you not that, blah, 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 blah. But you got children everywhere that you don't even take care of, because they making baby after baby going from woman, and you married, and it's just trifling, and you got to be controlled by people and told what to do, and you can't speak up for yourself. You're a people pleaser. If your friends say they don't like somebody or whatever, because out of jealousy, you got to do what they say because you're like their little bitch boy, whatever. You have a brand of your own, but something's wrong with me. That's what I'm saying. It's like the people the only people that be talking are people that are full of shit or whatever. People that don't love themselves, people that's not confident within themselves, people that's not connected to God. And I have my comment section open, so if you want to say something, say it, but say it from your own account or whatever. It's like even people that are like, people are saying, oh, her boyfriend gave her something. I did not have no motherfucking STD. I just went back and looked at that video again, talking about a nurse or a doctor is saying she thinks she talking about she all spiritual, but she got an STD. But if you have to know in your mind, I really hope that they don't refer to me, that the doctor wouldn't say that and lie. Because it's like, you already know if I find that out, I'm going to blast you or whatever. But who would even make up something like that and say something like that? Just make it up out of, that's nothing but hate and pure jealousy. So I don't think that part applies to me, but it's like people speculate instead of focus on the message. You focusing on worrying about if what I'm saying is matching up with how I'm living or whatever. Make sure that God is pleased with the way you're living your life or whatever, because tomorrow's not promised. And you don't know if you're safe or you going to heaven. If you going to hell, what you need to be focused on is, does God approve of your lifestyle? Does God approve of your behavior? What is God thinking about you while you sitting so hard and when you were or is whatever judging somebody? What is God saying about you? That's what I'm saying. It's like sometimes I have to make sure I watch the way I say stuff or whatever, because I feel like the way I'm saying it right now is very decent and respectful to the way that I used to say it when I used to get loud. Because a lot of times when I used to get loud and cuss people out, the point doesn't really get through or whatever. Me just being kind of calm, it's like you can understand it. It's like people have marriages that they unhappy in. Instead of worrying about what somebody else doing, focus on your marriage or whatever. Focus on it's like the people whose lives be in such shambles and stuff like that. Those are the main people that will judge you and bring up your past instead of just. This is what I'm saying. It's not about even no like button. It's not about. It's not about. It's not about. People agreeing and stuff with what I'm saying. It's just in general. Another Terry reader said people know that you're telling the truth, and it's a reader that's telling me she don't know what she talking. What the fuck? It's like, are you jealous because God gave me these gifts or whatever? I don't have to go to the cards and read that to get it or whatever. And some people actually who read cards don't even need the cards or whatever in order to some people who read cards don't even need the cards in order to use their psychic gifts and abilities. Remember, I don't read cards. I said I was going to, but I don't know if I want to do that or whatever. It's just, I just use my intuition on some stuff. But it's like in general, why would you even do something like that unless you're just hating? My thing is, this is my thing. If you don't agree, like I said, with what I'm doing, what I'm saying, stop going so hard as to speak against it. Just don't watch it. I was told somebody don't like what I'm saying, want to get my page shut down. But instead of just wanting to get my page shut down, just act like it's shut down. And so this is taken away from yeah, this is part of my testimony and part of what I'm going through or whatever I went through, but it's taken away from the messages that I want to put out there. Because it's like when I hear, I go to tarot readings. So to hear stuff, I just want to address it or whatever, but it's just silly. To my one person said your ex wanted you to be heartbroken and feel played for so bad. Okay, but intuitively, if you see me online, you know that I was heartbroken and you know that you played me. So, but at the end of the day, what does that matter or whatever? I grew and elevated and learned from it, and you won't be able to do it again. But in general, in the reality of the situation, you even playing somebody and getting somebody and breaking somebody's heart that was real shows on your character that you a fake ass nigga or whatever, and you're not a real man or whatever. Anybody that has to lie on, that's what I'm saying. People look at themselves in another way. Any nigga that's in a relationship with a girl, whether you're a pimp, secret pimp, whatever, they sit up there and the old girl was faithful to them and you lying on them. They already let you know that you have a serious psychological problem. Because that's why people say that this person think they played you, but they played themselves. Because all you're going to do is get karma for yourself, and your punishment is that you're not going to get no more love. You're not going to get another love, not in this lifetime or the next lifetime or whatever, because the extent of what you did. That's why I tell people it's like for so long, and this is just in general, let me get off the subject and talk about this narcissism, whatever. When you heal from that narcissism situation, I really don't even like bringing it up, but I know other people need to hear this. When you be waiting so long for an apology, but it's like certain things, when you really think about it, certain things you can't bounce back from or whatever. Just think about it. A person that lied on you in a relationship. Sorry, my phone died. I'm editing this part back on here. But anyway, yeah, you don't even want an apology from that. It's not. That's what I said. Another thing with the ex narc, the reason why he won't even approach you or whatever, Cause number one, I mean, how can you approach somebody that you lied on and that was real and faithful? You got manipulated because people were jealous and they lied on you, set you up, and your family, they wanted to use you, so they turned you away from this person. So using black magic, you lied on them. It's just already in your character to do that. A person lost their home and their car, and this and this and that, but you found out you got played the whole time, but you want this person to feel played. It's like, come on, use your common sense or whatever. How can you bounce back from that? I wouldn't even feel comfortable facing that person or whatever. So once you even get past that point of being hurt or whatever, or backstabbing, betrayed, then it's kind of like you don't even give a damn. Say it, a psychic was saying this person wants me to be heartbroken and feel bad and feel isolated and all the other stuff. Yeah, I'm isolated. Yeah, I was heartbroken. Yeah, I was played. But in general, whatever, you're played because you're not going to get any more real love. Not from the universe, not from God, not for what this person did or whatever. It's not, some things you just really can't bounce back from. It's no, even, think about what the person did and afterwards they lied and gang stalked you or whatever. After knowing what they did and knowing how you looked out for them, then afterwards they just in general, just how can you even bounce back from something like that? So when you look at on a common sense level, you just look at these people like they have like a lot of mental problems. That's why I'm nervous. I don't even want to have kids because it's like knowing that it's adults and stuff that exist out there that do stuff like that. Just like if they have children, you already know the children are gonna be a certain type of way. Then if I have kids, I'm gonna raise my kids a certain type of way. I don't even want my kids around people like that. And that's another thing I never thought about that. It's some badass mothers out here, badass like in a way like good mothers who go out there do their thing. They're good role models for their children. They're just whether you have a husband or not. There's some good mothers out there, but because I don't have kids, I never thought in my mind, and this was like I said, there's several seconds actually said this one. She was the first one to bring it to my attention that when you don't have kids, you have like more free time. You don't have to wake up and get your kids dressed or take them to school and all other stuff. You're more free or whatever. You're not obligated to do certain things. So people who do have to do it will feel like automatically kind of, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't do that if I have a kid. I don't do that, but just in general, I don't think about stuff like that because I just don't think like that or whatever. I don't be too focused on people like that. But yeah, that's how people can look at you in a certain type of way. But yeah, like I just said, the best thing to do is to better yourself or master yourself or whatever, and stop so strongly focusing on the next man or what. The more you focus on the wrong, and I've learned this too. I'm talking from experience. That's why as being a true speaker, I'm gonna always speak out and use examples. That's what makes a person a master teacher, makes a person a spiritual guru. That's what makes a person a real live earth angel, because we're speaking on stuff that we've experienced or went through and stuff like that. So the best teacher is somebody that went through it. Actually, it can tell you, because people that just sit up there and talk and tell you stuff but ain't went through it, they can just only tell you stuff from stuff that they study. But personal experience is the best teacher or whatever. And so that's the best example. That just explains itself. But yeah, people be too focused on the wrong things and stuff like that. Like I said before, Rita was telling me that with the tarot cards or whatever, it's just in general, and you know the truth or whatever, I don't know, it's just in general, I don't like stuff like that. Anybody who discredits or tries to talk down or I already know that you work for Satan or whatever, that's just silly or whatever, instead of just focusing on mastering yourself.